Taking parts and bikes to Australia, so the process is different in that obviously we don't have our truck, so we're air freighting everything. So all of our parts are in Euro boxes, in flight cases. We take the flight boxes out of the truck because obviously we carry more than enough spares, i.e. that if we got 2 or 3 meetings back to back, we covered. We don't need to take all of that for a one-off event in Australia. So we then go through the flight cases and we thin the parts out, so we're sort of taking enough that we're safe. We can rebuild a couple of write-offs or 4 write-offs, but not the amount of parts that we would normally have in the truck. So we shipped 5,800 kilos to Australia at the start of the year. Of that, we get an allowance from Dorna for 5,000 kilo, and we have to pay for the other 800 kilo at about 30 euros a kilo. Yeah, the travelling, it's all about how you look at it. I have this picture in my mind that my father's family immigrated from England to New Zealand in the 50s, and it was 6 weeks on a boat each way. So sitting on a plane for 24 hours is fairly short time. So the average person probably sits in their armchair watching TV for that, you know. So yeah, the travelling doesn't worry me. I'm used to it. I've got the positive attitude to it, and the other thing is make sure you don't drink alcohol on it before you get on or off, because if you do, your jet lag will be a lot worse. So, Phillip Island's location, well, Phillip Island to me feels like home, feels like I'm in New Zealand. It's got that same feeling. I don't really know how to describe it. Openness, cleanliness, nice weather. You know, I do live in Europe, but I live in Europe because that's where I had to be based for racing, not for lifestyle, whereas living in New Zealand and Australia is about lifestyle. Yeah, it can be very, very changeable, the weather at Phillip Island. You know, I've been there when it's been 40 degrees, I've been there when you need a bloody coat, hat, woolly hat, and you know, if you get the southerly, it's coming straight up off Antarctica, it's very cold, you know. But most of the time of the year we go, it's reasonable weather. It's good weather. This year was a little bit fraught. Second lap in, top rack, high sided one out of Southern Loop, I think it is, and absolutely destroyed it. So we were a little bit under the cosh right from the start. We were busy at the test, had to rebuild that bike. I mean, it was a swing arm, a chassis, wheels, you know, it was a full write-off. But that's just how it goes, you know, you deal with it and move on, you know. Obviously it's nice if you go through a test without a crash, because everything flows a lot easier and a lot nicer, but, you know, Top Rack did what he did, and that's how it is, you know. The key memory from race weekends is always the results, really, but I mean, like a game we had another when Michael crashed in one of the races, I think, and totaled it. Race 1, I think it was. So, you know, again, you were suddenly very busy. You know, it creates a lot more work. I mean, again, it was a swing arm, frame, everything with Michael, you know, so it was a big one. We sort of shot ourselves in the foot. We had a couple of things go wrong, which affected the results, and they could have been avoided. So you've got to learn the lessons and fix those issues, you know. But for me, my feeling was that our possible performance was better than our results. So it wasn't too much to worry about, you know. Everybody sort of a bit of doom and gloom because of where we finished, but when you looked at it, we'd shot ourselves in the foot with a couple of things we'd done, and we shouldn't have done that. And yeah, I felt that we came out of there fairly positive. We still had more points than we did last year when we left there. So was there a reason to be negative? No.